Hello all, welcome to CloudForge Training Institute. Today we will discuss about VPC Peering. Is nothing but private network connections between two or more VPCs. Means it allows the communication between two VPCs. Means it allows the resources in VPC A will communicate with VPC B. For example, I have created the VPC EC2 instance in VPC A that needs to be communicate with VPC B EC2 instance. In secure way, we can use the VPC peering. So for this configuration, we require at least two VPCs. Okay, so for example, I'm taking VPC A with this range and VPC B with this range, and I'm creating one instance from VPC A and one more instance from VPC B. Okay. So what is the advantage or why we required VPC peering? So using the VPC peering, we can communicate two VPCs. Okay, that too in privately. Okay, there is no public internet is required to communicate between these two VPCs. In real-time scenarios, take an example. If you are working in a company, that company has a VPC for application and another VPC for the database. Whenever application is trying to reach a database in private manner, we can use this VPC connection. Sorry, VPC peering connection. If you see this diagram, you will come to know how VPC peering is happening between multiple VPCs. In this diagram, they have taken three VPCs. So VPC1, VPC2 and VPC3. They have created the peering between VPC1 and VPC2 and peering connection between VPC2 and VPC3. And they also created the peering connection between VPC1 and VPC3. So the connection will come or data will come this way or anyway. So internal, like in these three, between these three, those resources, whatever the resources they have created, all are communicating each other. If you see this diagram, they have taken two VPCs and created the peering between these two VPCs. If you take in this diagram, here they have taken 6 VPCs and communicated, created VPC peering between all these. Okay, so just verify. So VPC A is already communicating with VPC B. VPC A is communicating with VPC C, and VPC A is communicating with VPC D, and VPC A is communicating with VPC E. VPC A is communicating with VPC F. Likewise, VPC B also communicating with VPC A, and VPC B also communicating with VPC C. VPC B is communicating with VPC D, and VPC B is communicating with VPC E, and VPC B is communicating with VPC F also. So they have looped all these VPCs using the VPC peering. So whatever the resources created in all these VPCs, all are communicate between each other. Okay. If you see another diagram, it is a complete VPC peering architecture guidance with different examples between two VPCs, between three VPCs and multiple. Okay, all these are communicating with each other by using the VPC peering. To explain theoretically about VPC peering, one thing we need to remember. For example, if you are taking the two VPCs, those CIDR ranges should not be same. If you see here, invalid. If you take VPCA CIDR range 10.0.0.0/16 and same CIDR range for VPCB, it is a invalid scenario. So always it must be unique from the each other. So this is the valid one. So for example, if you take the VPCA CIDR range is 10.0.0.0/16 and must be VPCB CIDR range should not be 10.0.0./16. You must take another CIDR range like 20.0.0.0/16. So always check the VPC CIDR ranges before creating the VPC peering. I'm in the Singapore region. I'm going to VPC dashboard. I will create the VPCA here. Create a VPC. I'm giving the name VPCA CIDR range 10.0.0.0/16 I'm giving. So VPC is created. So I will create one subnet here from the VPCA. Select VPCA, subnet name VPCA subnet, availability zone you can give anything. The range I'm giving 10.0.1.0/24 I'm taking. So I have created. I'm creating the internet gateway here. VPCA IZW and I'm attaching to the VPC A attached. I'm creating one route table as well. VPCA route. I'm giving the name like this. I'm attaching the VPC here. Adding the subnet association with VPC A subnet. I'm doing the same thing in another location. You can also create the one more VPC in the same region or another region, okay, or within the another account also. We can communicate between two AWS accounts also. So I'm taking Sydney region now. Just I'm taking the duplicate. Let it take the Singapore. So I'm here. So I'm not going to use the existing VPC. I'm creating one more VPC here. VPC B. The range is should not be 10.0.0.0/16. You should take another VPC. So I'm taking 20.0.0/16. The range must be between /16 and 28. I'm creating the VPC. So VPC is created. I'm creating one more subnet here. VPCB. VPCB subnet. Availability zone you can give anything. Range I'm taking 20.0.1.0/24. I'm taking with 256 IPs. Okay, subnet I have created and I have to create the route table for this VPC and subnet. So VPCB route, I'm giving the name VPCB. I'm selecting create the route table, have the subnet association done, and create the internet gateway, allow the public internet. It's not required. Let's see. So why? Because I'm switching the tabs. So currently I'm in Singapore region. This tab is for Sydney region. Don't get confused, guys. So in Singapore region, I will create the instance with publicly, and this one, okay, in the Sydney region, I'm not going to create the EC2 instance publicly. Okay, so first we will do the Singapore region. So go to the EC2 instance, launch EC2 instance, VPCA, name it. So I'm creating a new key pair. Desired, no, I don't have anything here. Peering I'm giving. Created the key pair. Edit the networking settings. Select the VPCA and select the subnet. Auto assign public IP. You must enable it. So SSH. Currently I'm allowing the SSH, but I'm allowing the all traffic for now. Okay. So I'm launching the EC2 instance in Singapore region, and same EC2 instance I'm creating in Sydney region. Click on launch instance, naming as VPCB, Red Hat as a AMI, and create the new key pair. If I don't have anything, okay, I don't have anything, so I'll create here peering -1 I'm giving, because in my download folder already name is already present. That's why I have given -1. So edit the networking settings, select the VPCB and select the subnet, and auto assign public IP I have disabled already. Okay, so for the pinging purpose I'm allowing the ICMP also. Okay, not only for ICMP, or I'm giving the all traffic. I'm launching the instance. So I have created the EC2 instances in both the locations. So we have created the two servers. So initial setup was done. So before creating the VPC peering, let's test the server connection, means from server A to server B. Okay, I'm connecting to the server A. The instance must have the public DNS or public IPv4 address through the must have the public DNS. Let's see, there is an issue. So it doesn't have the public DNS. Okay. So to get it, go to the VPC, select the VPC, go to the action, edit the VPC settings, check here. Yeah, you have to enable the DNS host names. Okay, and save now. Refresh it. Let's see whether I will. Yeah, I got it. Let's connect now. Let me connect to the putty. Sorry, git bash. So run those commands to connect the server. This one. And connect to the server. And connected. Just a moment, guys. Now ping to second server IP, whether it is connecting or not. Let's see. Go to the second server, copy the IP address. So I'm not able to connect the second server. You can see here 100% packet loss. So I'm not able to connect the second server from the first server. Okay. So because there is no network connection. To achieve this one, to communicate between these two, we are creating the VPC peering now. To create the VPC peering, go to the source, means Singapore location, go to the VPC console and click on the peering connection, create a peer test, something you can give. So I'm the requester is VPCA. So there is a multiple options to connect to create the VPC peering between the VPCs. That is, so my account, first VPC means requester is present in my account and current account and same region. You can create the multiple multiple VPCs in same region and communicate with each other using the VPC peering. Also, you can have another region. Currently, we are using, executing this one only. So, I have created the another VPC in another region, and there is another scenario. We have so another account means another AWS account and same region, and another account and another region. So, if you are using the another account, you have to give the account ID. So you have to get the account ID from here and paste here and create the VPC peering. So currently I'm doing in my account in another region. So in which region my destination is there? In Sydney region. Get the VPC ID from the Sydney region. So this is my VPC ID. I'm giving here. I'm creating the VPC peering. So I have sent the request. So in the Facebook or Instagram, once you send the request, the opposite person should able to, once they accept the request, you are able to talk each other. Likewise, once request sent from the requester means VPC peering, from the VPC A, VPC B should accept the request. So you can see the status here, pending acceptance by, this is AWS account number. Okay, so go to the VPC B, go to VPC peering connections. You can see here one peering connection is pending acceptance. So to accept or reject the request, we have 7 days time. Okay, so to accept it, just select the VPC connection and click on the actions, and if you want to accept, click on the accept, or if you want to reject the request, click on the reject. So I'm going to accept the request. You can see the details of the requester and acceptor as well. Okay, so requester CIDR, request acceptor VPC, requester VPC, requester region, acceptor region. We have am accepting the request. Let it come to active state. So VPC peering connection is enabled. Let's test the connectivity between VPCA and VPCA server and VPCB server. Still I'm not able to connect. Okay, you can see here 100% packet loss. So to route the traffic through the peering connection, you have to edit the route tables. So go to the VPCA route table. If you see here route, I have allowed only internet gateway, internet from the internet gateway and local address, but I have not allowed VPC-B ranges here. Okay, so I'm allowing the VPC-B range. Okay, what is VPC-B range? Go to the VPC. You can come to know here CIDR range. I'm allowing this as a source. Okay, I'm pasting here. I'm allowing this network. Okay, or this source from peering connection. What is my peering connection? PCX, this something ID. I'm saving the changes. So one direction it is done. So if you see this diagram, VPCA and VPCB, okay, I have added the VPCB network in VPCA route table. So network comes from VPCB to VPCA, means VPCA able to access the VPCB. You can try now. Still not able to connect because there is no communication vice versa side. Okay, means second side. Source IP also I need to add at destination side, right? Because if you see this diagram, I'm requesting from here. Okay, so this IP also I need to allow where VPC B side. So go to the VPC B route table, routes, edit route, go to the VPC, take the CAD range of VPCA, add route. I'm allowing through VPC peering connection. Select the VPC peering ID, save the changes. Now let's see the connectivity. See, I'm able to connect the VPC B server from VPC A server. Okay, so like this, we can secure our infrastructure. Means we can communicate two VPCs or three VPCs each other in secure manner. So like this, we can do the multiple VPCs. So if you see this diagram, here we have a three VPCs, VPC A and VPC B and VPC C. Okay, so the peering connection created between VPC A and VPC B, VPC A and VPC C. But there is no peering connection between VPC B and VPC C. So VPC B and VPC C will not communicate until you create the separate VPC peering. So this is the simple architecture of the VPC peering. So if you use the two VPCs, this is the architecture. So VPC A, VPC B, between we are creating the VPC peering connection. If you are using the three VPCs, VPC A, VPC B, VPC C, we have to create the peering connections between all these three VPCs. VPC A and VPC B, VPC B and VPC C, VPC C and VPC A. If you use the multiple VPCs, if you see here, VPC A is connected with all the VPCs. VPC B also connected with all the VPCs. VPC C also connected with all the VPCs like this. Okay, it's a mesh concept. If you see here, these three VPC peerings, communication will happen between all the VPCs, but the traffic will flow how? Means through VPC A and VPC B, okay, or VPC A or VPC C, or VPC A and VPC B. Traffic will not flow through, from VPC B to VPC C through VPC A. Traffic will flow through, will flow from VPC B to VPC C, but not from the or through the VPC A. Understand? If you see this diagram, you will come to know. So I have VPC A, VPC B, and VPC C, and I have created the peering connections between these. Okay, but if you see here, VPC A and VPC B, so the traffic will flow this way. Okay, and from VPC A and VPC C this way, and between VPC C and VPC B this way it will happen, and both the directions I'm telling. But the traffic will not flow from VPC A to VPC B through VPC C. Okay, this is you have to remember. So always connections between two VPCs. Now let's see how many VPCs will take the how many number of peering connections. If you are creating the VPC connection between two VPCs, it requires only one. Okay, we have created only one peering connection between two VPCs. If I have the three VPCs, it requires three peering connections. If you see here, I have three VPCs. It also created three peering connections. If I use four VPCs, it requires six peering connections we have to create. If I use 5 VPCs, it requires 10. If I use 6 VPCs, it requires 15 peering connections. If I use 7, it requires 21 peering connections. It is lengthy one. So to overcome this and this scenario, where it is, this scenario we have this one, right? Traffic will not flow through VPC A. Traffic will not flow from VPC A to VPC B through VPC C. To overcome these, we have a transit gateways. Those we will cover in the next session. So this is about this small information about VPC peering. Let's recap the session once. So I have chosen the two regions. One is Singapore and Sydney, and I have created VPCs in both the locations and created the subnets and created the route table and created the associated with the respective subnets. And only internet gateway I connected with, I have created and assigned to VPC in one region only. So I have launched one VPC, one instance in publicly to connect the instance through the Git bash. Otherwise, you can also create without public IP, but you have to log in, right? So to log in through the Git bash, we require public IP, or else you can use the SSM connections if you use the private IP. So same in private IP, I have created the one more server in Sydney region. So these are the initial setup. Then we have to send the peering connection. I have created and send the request to the destination site, means the Sydney site. So once requester, acceptor is accepted the request, the communication will happen. Connectivity will happen. So to communicate each other, we need to enter the route table. So in the route table, we have load the routes, means destination IP, means VPC B IP through VPC peering, and same in VPC B route table also we have entered the VPC A IP through peering connection. Then we have tested, it is working fine. You can see here again. So we are able to connect the VPC B server from the VPC A server. So if you want to delete the peering connection, you can go to here and you can delete simply. So you are the requester side only need to delete. Where is it? So we can also delete it destination side also. I'm going to Singapore region. I'm going to peering connection. Just refresh the page, select the peering connection, go to the actions, delete the peering connection. If you see here, route table entries also, if you want to delete, you can choose this one. If you don't want to delete the route table entries, you can choose this one. I'm deleting the route table entries as well. I'm deleting it. So like this, we can delete the peering connections as well. So my peering connection is deleted. So this is the small information or small session about VPC peering. If you feel this video is helpful, please like, share and subscribe our YouTube channel for more information. Thank you guys. See you in the next session.